It's not too often we get a chance to take the Bronco off-road, but here today we are at Anthracite Outdoor Adventure Area. We're gonna take these full-size Broncos on a mini off-rodeo. If you guys know me, you know I'm a huge Jeep guy, but we love all of our brands here, and I honestly haven't had a chance to take a Ford Bronco off-road. We've gotten a few of them in, we've had the chance to build them, but they all go to customers or their custom factory orders. So being able to take these four-doors, or I don't know what we're gonna be able to drive today, and take it out on the trails here that I'm familiar with, will be a really good experience for me to tell you how I feel the new Ford Bronco does off-road on the trail. It's gonna be really fun. We got the invite out here from the Bronco Off-Rodeo, which being a Jeep guy, this is kind of a cool thing for me. You don't see too many of these in the Jeep community, but as far as the Ford community, they're really pushing it. So what do you say we hop into one of these things and see how it performs? Don't mind me if I talk back to the camera. Hope you don't mind.
No, it's all good.
All right, guys, well, we're about to start out. We got the Big Bend. It's a four-door with a 2.3 in the automatic. I've got Evan with me. He's going to be our trail guide for today. And honestly, I can just tell you, just starting off, it's a lot smoother than the Wranglers I've been in. With that front independent suspension, it really does flow a little bit better. But it's kind of time for the real stuff, so we'll start hitting the real trail here and see how it performs. You want to put in a specific goat mode or just leave it in?
You can just leave it in normal. Mud and ruts on this particular one is going to be kind of your best goat mode. That one's just, you know, it's going to give you a little bit better transmission mapping. The throttle pedal, it actually kind of makes it a little less aggressive, just so if you're getting your foot bouncing it all over stuff. But as you saw, when you go to mud and ruts, it's going to put you first into 4 high, and then you're going to have to go into 4 low.
Okay. All right, so I guess we'll see how this does off of a little crossing here. Some wet ground to come across. So do you own a Bronco? They give you one to drive around?
I wish.
Yeah.
I get one while I'm working, but
yeah. So one of the things we're going to try with the Bronco, as you can see, that two-door up there with the Sasquatch package really proved it. The pitch and roll, the lower center of gravity. So in a big thing when you get these vehicles all lifted up, when you get them modified, the center of gravity raises too. So we're going to see how a stock Bronco does on this. And Evan says, what, about 23, 24 degrees of pitch and roll?
Side tilt, yeah.
And we can try it out and kind of see what we're doing.
And we get these things up to probably 28 pretty regularly. I mean, it's getting up there at that point. I've even seen 30 on that meter before, but that's kind of about where I'm like, hey bud, we should probably start steering downhill. Now you can go up higher here. Question is just if we're gonna have the grip because we're down in the mud here. Yeah,
so we're 18. So you can see the ground pretty easily here, Ryan. We're up there.
Now it's up to you. If you wanna back it up and try and go a little higher, that's fine with me.
Yeah, let's try it. I think we're pretty close there.
Let's see where you're at. There's
21.
So yeah, you can keep going. I'd almost try going straight forward there.
See if it'll. 22. See if it doesn't slide.
Yeah.
It's starting to slide a little bit.
Yeah, so that might be all she's got for today.
Yeah, if we had a two-door, we could really push it.
Here goes 23.
Yeah. It's a pretty good pitch though. You get someone that has never wheeled and they're like, oh my God.
They're like peeing their pants at that point.
Well, yeah, I guess now's the time to see what the YouTube commenters have to say about the video. I'm sure we'll still get the these things can't actually wheel, but this is still, mind you, Evan was telling me this is still a stock, a Big Bend with no lockers, anything in it, so.
And really the street tire is probably the biggest limiting factor here. There's a lot of situations where if we just maybe had, I'd steer left or even there we go. Yeah. See, it still impresses me. That was more clearance than I thought we had.
Yeah, I mean, for a stock four-door, I think the independent front helps it a lot too. Really. You get more strength out of a solid front axle, but the independent, you get the road quality and then articulation like this. So we got the trail turn assist on. There, it did it. Yeah.
Yeah, so sometimes it's kind of like...
Yeah, there it did it. Just noisy.
Yeah.
But you could hear the...
And you can feel that difference when it actually starts to
work.
work.
You could. No, that was when it actually did it. I was like, okay. So now we're going to test out a little bit of the articulation. Evan's telling me a little bit of articulation here, but moreover, just kind of an impressive trail for a stock vehicle. So this is going to show off what we can do with the Bronco. So with street tires too yet.
And so you'll feel it if you just kind of ease into the gas, but keep consistent throttle, because it's going to take a second of spinning tire before it goes, okay, I need to apply traction control and get you up this year.
I want to see if that kicks in. Think it'll kick in? There it goes. So that back there was a pretty good example. Evan was telling me, you know, with the Big Bend, we do have some more street-friendly tires on here. So we've got open diffs, but when that traction control, and we just tested around that turn, when the traction control notices the slippage and activates the other side that is slipping, it works pretty well. So even with open diffs, we still managed to get up it, and that was a pretty good way to show off what this four-door just bone stock can do. Now you add a lift or get a Sasquatch package, you'd have no problems there, you wouldn't even hesitate. But this one made its way right up through, and here we are continuing on through. All right, guys, well, that's going to be a wrap on this one. I can tell you that this was a ton of fun. You know, we went out for about an hour and a half. We got to ride in the Big Bend four-door Bronco, 2.3 with the 10-speed automatic. And being that this was my first time in a Bronco off-road, it was a good experience for me to see how well it performed. I got to be quite frank with you, the four-door with just the base suspension, base tires, everything on it, did surprisingly well. That traction control kicked in every time I needed it. We tried the trail turn assist, which I saw on videos, but I never had the chance to actually try it out. We got to go on some nice steep inclines. We pushed the limits there at about 23 degrees of pitch when we were about to roll over, it seemed like. But I've been in those situations before in Wranglers. It felt very sturdy. The center of gravity on these things are set up really, really well. So overall, if you guys have a chance to do one of these in your local area, you know, this is at Anthracite Off-Road here in Shamokin, PA. So it was really close to us. This is about a 45-minute hour drive. If you guys get the chance, if your Bronco's on order, if you have one, bring it out here. There was a gentleman out here we had on camera. He brought his own two-door Sasquatch, so he got to try out his Bronco in the off-road here and really see how it performed. Now, if you guys want to order one of these things, once the banks open back up, definitely give us a call. We'll give you a great price, and then I can even give you my feedback on what I thought of driving a four-door Big Bend off-road. It was a good experience for me because now I can talk about the product. I've actually had a chance to wheel it, so really cool experience for me. Once again, guys, if you haven't had a chance to check out the channel, definitely hit that subscribe button. We drop content like this all the time. Until next time, I'm Matt from Susquehanna Automotive.